What's going on? It's January 29th, 2026, and we have a major winter storm that is about to affect the southeast and potentially move up the east coast. Here's the latest Euro. It's still dropping tons of snow down here into the Carolinas, maybe even Tennessee, Georgia, Virginia, and then trying to hug the coast here. We're going to take a look at the latest European model. We're also going to go over and take a look at the latest national blend. Where could we see our snow? What could the snow totals look like? We need to talk about the record cold. And when I say record cold, I mean it. We're talking about the coldest temperature potentially in decades for some of these areas. The National Weather Service even made this post on their X saying this could be the longest duration of extreme cold in several decades for certain areas of the east and southeast. This is significant, and once again, this is record-breaking. We have a 500 millibar height anomaly that favors cold air and winter storms, potentially major winter storms back out towards the east, maybe in the southeast up the coast again as we move through February. Is this signal going to hold? Maybe, and we're not just seeing this on the Euro, we're seeing it on the GFS and other globals, so this is very interesting as well. We've already had a lot of below average air out east this winter and some above average snow. Could this continue into February? Could February be the most extreme month so far this winter? Possibly, and we're going to talk about that. And could we see another snowstorm next weekend? I'm not talking about this weekend coming up. Could this be 3 weekend snowstorms in a row? More snow into the southeast? It's a little far out, but we'll entertain it. I'll talk to you about it. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you like the video, like the video. Let's get into the weather updates. First, we're going to start off with our 7 to 10 day forecast. Here we go as we move through Thursday and Friday. Got some clipper action moving down through the northern plains, potentially through the Ohio Valley. Some moisture moving into the Pacific Northwest, especially out there, the Oregon coast, the Washington coast. Low elevation rain, high elevation snow. We're above average out west, but we're below average out east. We know what happens as we get into Friday night, Saturday. We begin to see a winter storm forming down in the east. Now, let me zoom in to the east here. I want to show you what's happening. This is getting into Saturday morning. Snow into Appalachia, maybe into eastern Tennessee, southeastern Kentucky, southern West Virginia, central to southern Virginia, into the Carolinas, maybe even northeastern Georgia. Here we go, moving through Saturday. We get a lot of snow falling through the Carolinas and the surrounding states, including Virginia potentially. And we're in forecasting range here, so someone out here is going to get good snow. This isn't a maybe, this is definitely down here in the southeast. Still a question up the coast because it's going to be so close with the track of this storm. But we push through Saturday into Sunday. This trough begins to negatively tilt. Now, does it negatively tilt maybe 12 hours earlier? And that gives us our southwesterly flow a little bit quicker. If it does, Baltimore, Philly, DC, Boston, you're all in the running here for snow. Right now, the latest European puts that snow just offshore, but you have to understand, Saturday getting into Sunday, full moon, we're going to have a lot of water being pulled into the shore. We could have some coastal flooding. We could have some serious storm surge with this, and potentially tropical storm to hurricane force winds up and down the coast here. I'm talking about from the Carolina coast all the way up potentially to the Maine coast. So again, what's most likely to happen? Heavy snowfall through this region, coastal flooding, strong winds through this area. We've got to watch every update moving forward. Again, this is really under 48 hours from beginning to form here, from this low beginning to get itself together off the southeastern coast of the U.S. Again, we push through Sunday into Monday. This is out of our hair. Now let's get back and look at the bigger picture here. We're still cold as we get into early next week. Maybe some more clipper action, and I expect to see a lot of clippers up through this region as we get into February. The pattern likely will support bigger snowstorms out through this region just because it looks like we're going to favor some negative NAO, some Greenland blocking, and that's going to set up some stalled fronts potentially out here, and we're going to be cold up there in the upper Midwest. So clipper snow, maybe a lot of snowstorms for the upper Midwest, but if we get big snowstorms, it's probably going to be somewhere out towards the Ohio Valley or towards the East Coast. Pushing into Monday and Tuesday, we're dry. Getting into next Wednesday, and this is only 168 hours out. I know it's not forecasting range. We're not talking 120, 96 or under, but at this range, the European can pick up on potential storms, and we do have some globals that are entertaining this. Don't expect a southern or southeastern winter storm next Thursday, but I'm just going to tell you, there's a signal for potentially Ohio Valley snow, maybe southeastern snow, maybe coastal snow. I would really, with this pattern, watch this whole entire region for some more snow, maybe a decent snowstorm. We'll have to see how this progresses as we get into next Wednesday and Thursday. We're continuing this whole time to be hot out west, or above average out west, not hot. It's wintertime. And our flow of moisture into the Pacific Northwest kind of cuts off as we get into next week. Where could we see record temperatures? Well, getting into tomorrow, the Mid-Atlantic, record daily lows. Getting into Friday, up there through portions of upstate New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware. We're looking at the Mid-Atlantic and then out there towards the eastern Great Lakes region, record-breaking temperatures. Still seeing that Saturday in the same area. Getting into Sunday, record-breaking temperatures potentially all the way from DC down to the Keys. And this is a stretch in Florida that could be the coldest stretch Florida has seen in quite some decades. Take a look at this. Record-breaking temperatures Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, down in Florida. And we're talking about potentially real temperatures getting down to freezing or below freezing as far south as Fort Lauderdale or Miami, with wind chills even colder than that. And the NWS has highlighted this. This is directly from the National Weather Service. This is shaping up to be the longest duration of extreme cold in several decades for certain areas areas of the east and southeast. Cover up if you are outside. Ensure pets and animals have protection from the cold and continue to take steps to prevent frozen pipes. You can see the coldest air in decades. Take this seriously. This isn't your typical winter air. This is going to break a ton of records, as I said. Here's the latest 30-day temperature anomaly from our European extended ensemble. And guess what? Just like I've been saying video after video, it's going to be a cold February. And if we do get a storm track through the Ohio Valley, potentially somewhere out there towards the southeast, up the coast, you're going to have plenty of cold air to tap into for big snowstorms. I'm going to continue to watch this pattern. Take a look here at the 500 millibar height anomaly. This is the latest from the European extended ensemble. Heavy Greenland blocking. That stalls our fronts as they try to move up the coast here. Again, I like the East Coast for a potential big February snowstorm. Very cold air, more ridging out west. This is going to go down as potentially one of the driest, warmest winters out west. And I hope we can break this as we get to mid to late February or at least March, but it's crazy how long we've seen this pattern continue. The European has not backed off from the potential of a stratospheric polar vortex stretch or split as we get into next week. This could have very cold repercussions down the road as we get into mid to late February. As you know, if the tropospheric polar vortex breaks down, you can get cold air immediately into the states, into the mid latitudes. The stratosphere is a little bit of a lag. And what's crazy is our oscillations see a very cold start to February for the plains and out east. And it sees us trying to warm up as we get into the second half of February. A stratospheric polar vortex breakdown like this could completely shut that off and keep us cold through the month. So just an insane signal for February. I am watching this very, very closely. Here's the latest winter storm impacts from this weekend. I expect these impacts to stretch up the coast a little bit as we get into tomorrow, but you can see from Atlanta, Georgia up to Pikeville, Kentucky, out there towards DC and along the East Coast here, we could see some serious impacts from this winter storm again. I think these impacts are going to stretch all the way up the coast here as we get into tomorrow. Here's the latest from the National Weather Service. Charlotte, you are expected to get 5.5 to 6 inches of snow, and on the high end, you could be pushing 8+. This isn't from me. This is from the National Weather Service, but I have to say, I agree. Winston-Salem expected 7 inches. Durham, the Research Triangle, expected 6 to 7 inches. Asheville, 4.5 inches. Boone up there, 6 inches. You guys could definitely get a lot more. Columbia right now, we're looking at 3 inches. Greenville. Now, this is still loading, okay? This is just 72 hours out here. We could still be seeing snow falling in this region, and I think we will at this time. So I expect these totals to actually stretch out much further towards the coast here. I do expect we're going to get some good totals out here towards coastal South Carolina, especially the northern half, coastal North Carolina, and then we're probably going to see them start to add some totals up the coast here. Again, we're just not quite far enough out here, but again, this is fantastic snow for upstate South Carolina, Appalachia, North Carolina, portions of Virginia right now. I'm not saying there's a chance for snow. I'm saying you're going to get snow, and I think it's going to be the most snowfall some of you have seen in years. Charlotte, maybe 6 years, maybe since 2019. You can see the high end totals here going crazy. A foot, maybe 8+ inches into this whole area here, over 6 inches into this entire region. And again, these totals are going to go up. I'm going to give you an update tomorrow when we see these totals expand out towards the South and North Carolina coast and up the East Coast. Here's about 5 days out on our national blend. A little bit of snow. Like I said, some clipper systems pushing it through the upper Midwest, portions of the northern plains. Not going to see that much more lake effect snow potentially for a while this winter. The lakes are getting very, very cold. Not too much lake water to tap into if all that water is frozen. Maybe a little bit of snow up here through portions of the Cascades, central to northern Rockies. Obviously, the real story, again, is out east. This is the latest from the national blend. Still giving us a chance for snow all up and down the coast here, including DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York City, Boston, the I-95 corridor. But we're going to need a couple trends to the west if we want that to happen. Most of the models try to keep the snow just along kind of the beach as we move up the coast here, or just offshore. We still could see a tick west from the models over the next 2 days, and then suddenly we have a blizzard moving up the coast. A complete bomb cyclone. It is possible, and we're going to watch this closely. One area I keep telling you though, down here, we're getting snow. We're getting some good snow. I'm excited for you guys. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And of course, if you like the video, like the video. I try and upload videos like this every single day, and I usually live stream every single night at around 8 to 9 p.m. I also have a weather Discord where I have all of these models I look at, everything I tell you on stream or in these videos. You have access to everything in my Discord. The link to my Discord is in the description of every single one of my YouTube videos, including this one, and it is completely free. I just want people to join because I put a ton of work into it, and it is updated daily, and there's a ton of great weather information in there for you, including all the links I use. Again, I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video or the next live stream.